given an equation in the form y equals a minus h squared plus k, be able to make a quick sketch of the graph, right? First thing that we got to realize is this is vertex form of a quadratic equation. In vertex form, hk is the vertex of the graph, meaning, well, I mean, I can show you why. 2172, right? The position of h, the position of k. 2172 is going to be a point on this graph, because if I put a 21 in here, 21 minus 21 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. 72 will be the y value when x is 21. So that'll explain to you why the point is on the graph, but also why is it the vertex of the graph. This negative 4 means that any other x that we put in there, we're going to have a negative value here. So all of my other values will be smaller than 72. 72 is going to be the highest point on this graph. Okay, so this is my vertex. Then I want to pick one other x value. Really doesn't matter what the other x value is. I want to choose an x value. If I'm not using a calculator, I want to choose an x value that's easy for me to work with. So for example, if I choose x is 1, then this value will be 20, right? Will be negative 20. 1 minus 21 is negative 20. Negative 20 squared is 400 times negative 4 is negative 1600 plus 72 is negative 1528. Alright, now if I use a calculator instead, negative 4 times 1 minus 21 squared plus 72, we get the same value. Alright? Okay, now because of the way that parabolas work, because of the way that this works, if I choose also a point that is 20 away from 21 in the other direction, right? So 1 is 20 away and 41 is 20 away from 21 in the other direction, I don't need to redo the math. I'll get the same value, right? Because 41 minus 21 is positive 20, squared will be 400, just like negative 20 squared is 400. Okay, so those 3 points, that's all I want you to have, 3 points. And then quick sketch. Quick sketch, I mean exactly that. You're making a very quick sketch. So this is my y-axis and my x-axis. All right, now we need to be able to get far down into negative y territory. So let's say this is 1, negative 1528, and then we'll say this is 41, negative 1528, and halfway between them is 21, 72. Compared to that 1,000, this is hardly above the axis at all. 21, 72. Okay. And connect my dots with a curve. Okay. That is a quick sketch, just a basic idea of what the graph looks like. Here's another one like that for you to try. You can hit pause, see if you can do it, unpause, check against what I do. Vertex is at negative 16, negative 11. Okay, negative 11 because we have a minus in front of our k. Negative 16 because we have a plus in front of our h. Right? This minus sign is part of the formula, which means in order for us to end up with a plus there, we must be subtracting a negative value, right? That's the trickiest part of vertex form, is the x value sign is reversed because minus is part of our formula. Also, though, you could reason through, why is this the vertex? The vertex, in order to get the vertex, I'm making what's inside here 0, right? Negative 16 plus 16 is 0. That'll cancel all that out. Y will be negative 11. Any other value other than 0 that we get inside of here will be a positive number, all right, after we square it, which means this is going to be the lowest point possible on the graph. Negative 16, negative 11. Right, I'm going to pick another point. Let's say I pick negative 6. Negative 6. That way, inside here will be 10 times 10 is 100, times 2 is 200, minus 11 is 189. Note, if you picked a different value other than negative 6, you would get a different point here. That's not that big a deal. Your graph still should somewhat come out the same as mine. Negative 6 is 10 away from negative 16. What is 10 away from negative 16 in the other direction? Negative 26. Okay. So we should end up with the same value. Again, you don't have to run the numbers in your head. You can use a calculator, and then it doesn't really matter what point you pick. I just think this is a great opportunity for you to practice your arithmetic, mental math. Okay, those are our 3 points. Then make a quick XY graph sketch. Again, we're not looking for a lot of precision. Negative 26, positive 189. Negative 6 is about there then. And negative 16 would be halfway between them and a little bit below the axis. Negative 11. Smooth curve, as smooth as we can make it. That is a rough sketch of this graph. Now, I will be adding something else to this later, with you needing to identify the points where the graph crosses the axis, but we're not there yet.